Hey guys, welcome back to another build in The Sims 4. Today, what I am building is something that I'm really excited for because I want to start a challenge, and this challenge is mainly focusing on the different elements. Now, when it comes to elements, there's a bit of a debate. So, you get the basic elements, which everybody knows it's fire, water, earth, and air. Those are the main four elements that a lot of people know of, but there's been a debate whether life is also technically an element, life and death. So, what I decided to do is that I'm making sisters, and there's going to be one for each element. There's one for fire, there's one for water, there's one for earth, and there's one for air. And there's going to be another sister, a slightly older sister, and she's representing life as an element. So, like I said, some people debate whether life really is part of the elements, but I decided for this challenge I would make her part of the elements just because I can make her focus on, like I said, the life aspect. So she's going to be working a lot with like cow plants and trying to keep them young. That's kind of what I was aiming to do. So I'm really excited to do this challenge. After doing a little bit of research, I actually found out that there's a very similar challenge called the Four Immortal Sisters Challenge, I do believe, and I didn't know this was a thing. So I thought I was being like super creative, and I was like, oh, I'm a genius, or I don't know what I was thinking. But apparently, there's a challenge that's actually very similar. So I didn't mean for it to be the same, but it's just very similar. But obviously, because I'm not basing mine off of the Four Immortal Sisters, I hope I got that name right. But because I'm not basing it off, a lot of the things will be different. This whole challenge is basically just customized to the way that I wanted it to be because, in my eyes, I made the challenge. Obviously, I didn't because there's a lot of similarities. But yeah, so this is the house that my sisters are going to be living in. And it sounded really weird when I said my sisters. They're not, you know what I mean. They're not my sisters, but I'm going to play them. Anyway, so downstairs you get the basic elements that I've mentioned, and upstairs will be the life sim. I wanted the life sim to seem a bit more superior, like she's kind of the glue that holds them together, and similar things like that, which is why I placed her bedroom on the top so she can kind of like look down and it's like she's slightly higher than the other Sims. So that was kind of my idea going into this build, and that's why it's like the four different corners making a square and then she's slightly on top. I don't know, that's just the way that the build got based. And you will kind of see that with each room there's like a little space next to it, and by those spaces each of them kind of represents, like, again, the sisters. So next to the water elements house or little room area, you get the swimming pool because swimming pools have water in it and she's like the water element. So over there, that's kind of what I did. And then between, I think it's the water and earth, you get like a bunch of plant pots because the earth sim's going to be very into gardening and stuff like that. The challenges are basically that there are some skills you have to master and certain careers that you have to get to the top. I don't remember exactly what it is, but like, for example, I believe that for the fire element, we have to get to level 10 of the cooking skill and the charisma skill. She would be part of the, I forgot which career, but a certain career she would have to get to the top of. And mixology? No, not mixology. I think that was for water. But anyway, she has to get to the top of that career, and she also needs to complete her aspiration, which I think she was a serial romantic. I'm not too sure. But I just felt like, red is supposed to be the color of love and anger and yada yada yada, passion, whatever. So because red is also for fire, I wanted her characteristics. I don't know if you can call it that, but it's kind of like based off that. So here we're doing her room. It's very red, a lot of blacks. I feel like it's very romantic when you look at the layout. Like, there's just the reds and the blacks work together, and I also put in a rose above a fireplace at some stage. That's coming up. But in this room, there are also a lot of mirrors because I kind of saw her as being a little bit vain. So you can see over there, there's like the two star mirrors, and there's like, I think we removed that full wall mirror. I'm not too sure. But then there's also like a mirror just to the side, and she has a walk in wardrobe where there's like another three mirrors put on the wall. So I did imagine her to be a little bit vain, but each to their own. Over there's a little walk in wardrobe where there's like a place to sit because she clearly spends a lot of time in there just looking at her clothes and everything like that. Um, so yeah, that's basically just her, what do you call it? Closet. And then they each have like their own little bathroom that's joined to their rooms. I don't actually remember if I finished her bathroom completely. I must have. And this is honestly my favorite room out of this entire build. This is for the Earth Sim, and I feel like that bed that came with a free update, it's an amazing bed. It's so beautiful. It matches so many, not like a lot of different aesthetics, but it matched this one quite perfectly, and I really loved using that bed. I like the clean texture that came with that bed. So in this room, because it's like for the Earth Sim, there's a lot of plants, obviously. If you could actually like water pot plants in The Sims 4, she would spend a lot of time watering them. And that was kind of the point. And one of her skills, I think her skills are for woodworking and gardening, and that's why there's a woodworking table in that little corner. So her bathroom had a very white theme. It was just, yeah, it was just a very clean look. And I believe I was busy with the water elements bathroom, which is, it's right here. But basically, I saw there was like wooden bathrooms, like a wooden toilet and a wooden bathtub. So I kind of went back and I just changed that out. So it looks a bit weird and mismatched, but I don't know, it kind of fit. And for this bedroom, it's really weird because there's like a bubble blower in here, and there's a whole fountain in her room, and there's like a wall of fish. It's a really weird bedroom. It's not a genuine, like a genetic type of bedroom, but I thought bubbles kind of match for a water sim, and fountain has water. I just wouldn't want to be in that room when I'm trying to sleep because I feel like I would need the bathroom a lot if there was a fountain in my room. So, anyway, that is basically the room for the water sim. And over here, we're just busy doing her bathroom. Nothing special, a lot of blues. She has the talking toilet that came with City Living. I believe it was City Living because I feel like, toilets have water in them, so maybe she can have a relationship with her toilet. That sounds really weird, but it was a good idea in my mind. I was just trying something. And over here, it's for the air sim. So yeah, there's not much to say about here. I tried to keep the color scheme very light. There's some yellows, you'll see that by the couches, and yeah, it's just very white because I feel like that was very airy, and I really liked using that bed just with the curtain because I don't have a specific reason, but I just felt like for an air sim, it just kind of worked out really nice. And you also get those paintings. I believe you have to use the debug cheat to be able to get them. I'm not even sure if they are paintings. They could be slides or something. But I felt like they are actually so beautiful. So when I used the debug cheat, I added a bunch of those paintings around because I've never used them before because I've never seen them before. They're not in the normal category. At this stage, I realized that I had not even decorated the outside yet. So I started doing that just to make it look a little bit better. And there are no windows in this build. I think there's just windows on the top floor. Um, I kind of made the rooms before I added windows, so it didn't really occur to me that, hey, this is weird. There's not a window into this bedroom. I didn't think of that. So afterwards, I was just like, if I add windows now, it will kind of just mess with like the way the rooms are. So I'm just like, you know what? I'll just add windows to the top and hope for the best because I wasn't going to changed the entire room layout that I was very proud with. So over here's the top floor. This is for the life sim, the almighty sister, and in her room she has little aspects from each of the sisters. So she has little fish bowls for the water sister, and she has a fireplace for the fire sister, and I think she has the computer for the air sister. I don't know why I wanted a computer to represent the air sister. I don't know. It was a plan. I don't remember the plan. And obviously there's like plants around and stuff to represent the earth sister. So her room is just kind of like a combination of just everyone with little aspects, and it's very white and black. They contrast a lot, but I'm just like, you know what? White for life and black for death, and she kind of represents both sides. So that's just kind of what I was going with. And I don't hate it completely. So downstairs you get this kind of like combination area where everyone can just kind of go. This is where the kitchen is and the dining room is. There's a little TV over here and a wash up area. And again, it kind of can be separated into four corners, and that is supposed to represent each of the sisters. So, for example, the kitchen area, it has a very red and black theme to go with the fire sim. And for the wash up area, I believe there are like blue counters to go for the water sim. So that's kind of what I was going for down here. It's kind of like a community place, but each of them represent one of the elements. So I really like that. I think over there with the green chairs, that was meant for the, what do you call it? The earth sim, and then for the TV place, it was for the air sim. I don't know why I related like technology with the air sim. That actually sounds very weird, but that's just what I did. I think I just needed something to go there. And that is basically the entire build. I think we're just working on the little outdoor areas, just changing a few color schemes around. And over there we're just adding a fire pit, because I discovered that fire pit in like my other build that I did. It was like a mansion build or something, and I actually found this fire pit. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So now I'm like using it in all of my builds. I was just like, oh, I must put a fire pit over here. So I did put the fire pit over there. And while we are busy doing the kind of exterior, we do the landscaping, and you know my type of landscaping. I just kind of like throw plants everywhere and hope for the best. Because I had the debunk menu open, there were like these really cool pink plants that maybe it was already there, maybe I just didn't see it, but it came with Get to Work, and I think it's on one of the alien planets that I've never visited in my life. But I basically saw these plants and I kind of added them, and I'm like, this looks so cool. So I was adding them absolutely everywhere because I thought they were like just so cool. So you get like these little pink plants and these little blue reeds. So it's not something I add a lot because I don't normally have the debug menu on, but I added them wherever I could because it was really cool just to see them. I never used them before, so I was like, this is so cool. This looks really freaky. So I was really excited when I found those plants. I don't think I've ever been excited about a plant that much before. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And we're just basically finishing up. Then we're gonna get to the screenshots. So it's basically, I want to say it was a very small build. It kind of was a small build, to be perfectly honest. I feel like I took way too long on this build. Like, it should have been really easy, but I did take a lot of unnecessary time. So I kind of just added like greenery to the roof. So I'm like, let's pretend like there's some grass on the roof just to give it some oomph. So here are the screenshots. That is the fire elements room. I don't remember the names. My bad. There's the water room with the little working fountains, which is, it's really weird. I would not want that room. And over there's the airs room. It's just a lot of grays, and there's like the community area. And my favorite room out of them all, over there's the earth room. I love the way the greens and the woods just act together in that room. The bathroom, I admit, it's a bit weird, but That's fine. And over there's for the life sim with all of her different elements. I've used the word elements a lot in this recording, I have realized. So over there's like a barbecue area and another shot of the barbecue area and then the pool, and that is basically just the whole build. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did and leave a comment of what you want to see in this series, which I'm really excited for. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!